swag. Just because you don't have a big kitchen doesn't mean that you can't have some of the same swag that some of these larger kitchens offer. You know, drip.
Hold up.
Hey girl, hey. Hi fellas. Just kidding. Hey guys, welcome back. And if you're new here, let me just do a quick introduction because this channel has grown substantially over the last few months and it's just growing every day. So I want to do a quick introduction. I'm LaShawn and I'm a tiny house and small space design engineer, aka I'm a DIY badass and I can take your spot and make it hot. On top of that, I am a creative lens master and a visual storyteller, aka I am a photographer, videographer, writer, producer, director, editor, and star of this channel. But you are my co-stars. And I also love to travel. Let me show you what I mean. Yeah, so I'm out here in these Mexico streets out here in Mérida. So my GPS is telling me to So while I was in Mérida, Mexico, I did visit a few design showrooms. Not all of them were related to kitchen design, so I won't be showing all of those in this video. But one of the kitchen design stores that I went into, it was a German name, so German design, but I don't want to try to say the name because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna botch it up. If any of you guys know how to pronounce it, let me know down in the comments. But just so you know, this showroom was amazing. The design was just so beautiful, and granted, I would love to have a really big kitchen to be able to do something so grand, but because I have a small space and I tend to gravitate towards smaller, cozier nooks, I know that I can take some of these design elements that they had in the showroom and I can flip those into a smaller space. Things such as storage compartments within drawers, putting in shelves just below the countertop so that the whole entire thing is not a cabinet. Also another way to save money, by the way. So putting in shelves and then putting a short cabinet below that, doing things such as creating an island which also doubles as a dining space so that you don't have to have a official dining area. When you got a small space, you got to make sure things are multifunctional. So yeah, I just love this showroom, and I was not able to film everywhere in the showroom because there were people in there working with clients, and I like to make sure that I don't invade people's privacy when I'm filming. Not everybody wants to be on social media or YouTube TV, so I like to be very considerate of people's personal space when I'm filming. But just based off of what you can see, some of the design elements like adding in a little pop of color, also making sure that you put in small pieces of artwork or having fruit or something on the counter, you know, these are things that are never going to go out of style. I just wanted to show you some of the things that you can implement into your small space to give it that large space swag. Okay, designing an efficient small kitchen with swag. Let's go. Okay, so let's start out with the 5 tips that I have in mind. And I promise they will be DIY friendly. And if not, you can always get yourself an Ivan. You just can't have mine. No, I'm kidding. But you can get an Ivan. Okay, let's start. Number 1, work triangle. So for those of you who don't know what a work triangle is, it is not a threesome between you and 2 other people at your job. Okay, let's dive into work triangle. The kitchen work triangle maximizes efficiency by placing the refrigerator, sink, and cooktop in a triangular layout. This reduces unnecessary movement. If you are in an RV, tiny house, or small space, you may not typically end up with enough room to be able to create a triangle. However, this layout is more friendly to the cooks in the family. Now, I want you guys to understand these are not do or die tips. These are just my tips, and probably not, you know, the top 5 tips of all tips. That's me saying tips I don't know how many times in like 10 seconds. But anyway, these are just some of the things that I want to see. I didn't say tips, but I just said tips again. These are some of the things that I just want you guys to keep in mind. So number 2 is prioritizing storage. Like, for instance, taking advantage of your ceiling height. If you have high ceilings, even if you don't, it is a good idea to run your cabinetry all the way to the ceiling, because it is going to accentuate the height of the room, thus giving you more cubic square footage. That's also useful. I know some of those things in the cabinets way up high can be hard to reach, but get yourself one of those grabbers. Like, I have a grabber. Just get one of those, or a step stool, or like get like a built-in Ivan or something.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at myself over there.
No, look over there. All right, so number 3, let's call these XSex Series, because these are the things that are going to make your space feel a little more sexy, okay? It's gonna give it that extra drip. I'm talking about lighting, your countertops. I'm talking about your hardware. When it comes to your lighting, that's obvious. We want to make sure that we have lighting that stands out and makes a statement in your space. Even if it's a small space, you don't want to just go with whatever is conventional or whatever is built into your house. You can always upgrade your lighting, and it's very simple. I will be doing tutorials on how to change out a light fixture for those of you who are just starting out on your DIY journey. Those will be on my website when the website launches, but I'll let you know about that. One of the things that I want you guys to consider that is super DIY friendly is doing under cabinet lighting. There is no excuse why anybody can't do that. Like, you literally go on Amazon, and I'll link it below. Yeah, you can do like peel and stick under cabinet lighting. A lot of them are battery operated, so you don't have to do any kind of hard wiring at all. So it's super DIY friendly, and it gives off a really nice little pop. Number 4 is ventilation. That is not something that I want you to take for granted and wait until the last minute to think about it. When I moved into my tiny house, I hated the vent that they had up there, so I made sure to go ahead and replace that with something that was a little bit more sleek and cohesive with my space, and then went ahead and vented it outside. So if you don't have that option, if you're in a tiny house, an RV, a van, or you know, if you bought into this and you can't change it, you're going to have to find a way to make sure that you have a window you can open, a fan that you can maybe install in the ceiling that can pull everything up and out. Ventilation is so important, especially when you're in a small space, because those smells start to permeate and they start to embed themselves into your cabinetry, into your soft goods, your pillows, your chairs, your curtains, everything. And my 5th tip for bringing some large kitchen swag into your small space is focal points. And don't let anybody tell you that focal points are not on trend, because focal points will never go out of trend. What I'm talking about is creating a space or taking one of the elements that you're going to have in your space regardless and making it a focal point. When you come into my home, even though things tend to unfold very quickly because it's a small space, my backsplash is a statement. It is a focal point in the entire room because it just commands your attention. These are things like putting in a display shelf to show your artwork, for you to maybe put in a light fixture that is artwork, something striking that just commands attention right away. Doing maybe even paint in a different color on one wall so that that becomes a place where you can place a piece of furniture and that becomes your focal point. Also, you want to try and incorporate things like maybe a piece of antique furniture, or going to a thrift store and picking out something that you can turn into a focal point, like an island in your space. You can take a dresser and turn it into an island. You can do a lot of different things, but you want to make it personal to you. So definitely think about those focal points. What is going to be the thing that says bam as soon as someone walks into your space, or it says a big giant hug to you when you walk into your space.
Entertainment news.
So I know some of you are like looking at me like, what happened to her eyes? Like, y'all are used to the hair changing. That's not a big deal. But yes, I went to go get some glasses, and then I decided while I was getting glasses, hey, let me get some contacts. I used to have fun with these when I was a lot younger, and I don't know, I just gave it up, whatever. But I actually like it. I like changing out my looks from time to time. I don't know. Are they giving Vanessa Williams? Am I giving? Because you know I'm a Williams, right? So we could be friends. We could be friends. Okay, guys, I'll read your comments and see what y'all think of the, you know, whole Vanessa Williams look now. When I was in Mexico, I noticed that a lot of the kitchens are tucked away a little bit with some reveal. Like, some of it is open to the room adjacent to it, but some of the kitchens were actually tucked away. And what I did like about that, and what I think people are starting to notice going into 2024, is that not everybody, despite what you see on Pinterest and Instagram and TikTok with all these people who have like a clean, impeccable house all the time, yeah, that's not reality. Like, so things are usually on the counter. You have your mail, you have the things, the groceries you just brought in, the things you need to put away. Sometimes you have laundry on your countertop, like depending on how you live and where you live. But you know, that's more reality. And honestly, there are times when I wish I could just like block that off so people could come in and not actually see everything that is going on in the kitchen. It can be madness at times. You haven't put the dishes away, you got to do this, you got that, so yeah, I think that I am in favor of, you know, closing off the kitchen a little bit, leaving a little bit of reveal so that I can still have that connection between my family and my guests. But you know, yell at me, hey girl, hey, bring me a, you know, and then I'm good. But yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I mean, sometimes things can get a bit busy, and I'm okay with things being tucked away and not all in your face all the time. And you know, let me know what you think. Put it in the comments. But this leads me to my second trend, which is the second kitchen. For those of you who are in small spaces, just go ahead and skip to the next part, because we don't have room for a second kitchen, or what they would call a, I think, scullery, or technically it's a glorified pantry, and it has all of the accoutrements of a normal kitchen, but that's where all the mess goes on, and you just don't see it because when your guest comes in, your kitchen looks immaculate. But the second kitchen, which is behind door number 1, is actually where all of the magic happens. Not in the bedroom. It's happening in the second kitchen, okay? The glorified pantry, so to speak.
So at this point, I'm a little bit irritated because I had already recorded the other half of this video, and come to find out, when I almost dropped my camera, the mic in the back of the camera came loose, and so I recorded the whole other half of this video with no sound. So, with that said, and my sweaty breast, let's move on to my my third. I'm so discombobulated, I'm hungry, sweaty, hot. Oh, fuck, the air conditioner. Oh, it's always something. This is what happens when you get all discombobulated in your brain. My fucking brain is sweating right now.
And if you're not already subscribed, that's perfectly fine. I am not trying to bully anybody into being in a place where they don't want to be. So stick around for a little bit, watch this video, peek around the channel, check out a few other videos, and then let me know if you want to be friends, okay? Put it in the comments. I want to be friends. We got a great community here. We keep it positive, we keep it real, we keep it transparent. I don't do negativity here. I reply to almost 99.9% of my comments. Check my stats and you'll see. If you ever get any kind of weird comment though, and it seems like it didn't come from me, please check and make sure, because there are a lot of scammers out there right now, and I want to just make sure that you guys are very careful, because nobody got any time to be wasting any money. Guys, if you want to become a superstar on this channel, you can join my memberships right down there. Just hit the join button and you can become a superstar co-star on this channel. You're gonna get so many other things. You get additional videos, you get a lot of BTS of what's going on behind the scenes, and you also get special stickers and badges, and then I'm going to start implementing a lot more things as well. I also started a coffee account. For those of you who don't want to do a monthly membership, you can go ahead and say thank you to me for all that I do here and offer to you. You can always tip me in my coffee. So I'm gonna put that link also below so you guys can go ahead and do that. You are welcome to donate whatever you want. I appreciate it. It all goes towards producing these videos for you. So with that said, let's move on. All right, let me get my shit back together. Okay, number 3 in terms of trends, we're gonna go with the luxury outdoor kitchen. So if you can afford to do this and you have the space, then I would say go ahead and go for it. I love having my outdoor spaces. You can see as far back as when I started doing this, and not all of it is on YouTube, unfortunately. I've always had really nice outdoor spaces. I love when you can meld the functionality of the indoors with the natural beauty of the outdoors landscape. So you can also create another communal space for you to hang out with your friends, your family, or even just sit there and read a book. It's nice. When you can bring those elements together, then it's a win-win. Yeah, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and I'm trying to get through this again for the second time. So y'all don't even know what goes on behind scenes, but if you were a member, you'd see all of this behind the scenes stuff. The 4th thing that I want to go into is very quick. This is about the fur babies, and this is creating a space for them. So if you have the room, and you can do it in a tiny space, because I did it in my first tiny house, you can make sure that you put in some sort of cabinet or a pot filler low, so that way you can go ahead and fill up your pots. That's if you're building from, from scratch, then that's something that you can do. If you are not building from scratch, you can still put in the cabinet, still have their bowls there, and they have their own private space, and they're not messing up your kitchen floor. So don't forget about the fur babies, okay? The other thing going forward that I feel like is a trend is Multifunctional Appliances. And by that I mean like your air fryers, your ovens, and your stoves and things like that. I definitely love when you have an air fryer that can do like 10 or 12 things. Granted, I don't need to rotisserie anything. I am a vegan, and so I'm not rotating any birds or anything in my air fryer, but I do use about two or three functions from my air fryer, which I know I can do about 10. But if you can buy like an oven that has the convection and the air fryer already built in, then that's great. If you can get a light fixture that also doubles as a piece of art, that is also dope. One of the other things that I love is sinks that come with a cutting board and a dish rack and something to hold silverware already built in. That is also a win. Having cabinets, having drawers that you might have one drawer slide out and then it has another drawer that slides out with it. So cubically, when you think about your cubic space, you're actually taking up 2 tiers in one drawer and not having a lot of empty space. Think about things that you can get in your space that can double as something else. Now we get into my thoughts, and this is like, take it with a grain of salt. It's just my thoughts, and of course we can keep the conversation going down in the comments because I also want to hear your thoughts. Okay, so my thoughts. The first thing I'm thinking about is the fact that things have gotten so outrageously overpriced. There is so much going on right now that I don't want to go down that rabbit hole in terms of recession, inflation, and all of that stuff. But one of the things that I want you guys to think about and keep in mind is maybe getting some pre-loved furniture pieces. So by that I mean like going down to your Restore, your thrift store, your Goodwills, your Salvation Armies, and picking up a piece of furniture that you could repurpose and turn into something else, because it's going to cost you a fraction of what a brand new piece of furniture would cost you, and you can turn that into maybe your island. You can take an armoire and maybe turn that into your pantry or your appliance cabinet, so you can keep things off of your counters. If you see an armoire and it's too big, cut it down. If you don't know how to use power tools, I'm gonna be teaching you how to do that. Just stick with me in the future. I got a lot coming to you. If not, get yourself an Ivan. Like, you can cut down an armoire, not use the top and just use the bottom, or use them in different areas of your space. But you can definitely do something like that. So my thought is for you guys to start thinking about how you can repurpose something. Get yourself a piece of pre-loved furniture and use that. And we're just talking about the kitchen, but you can use this for any area of your home. And while we are in this vein of saving money, a couple of other things that I've been thinking about that are practical and affordable but can help you refresh and revamp your space is by running down to your local hardware store. For me, it would be Lowe's, or you can check on Amazon as well, but changing out your face plates. So your light fixture switches, your plug switches, that can also ramp up the design elements in your space. A few of my other thoughts is making sure that your cabinet doors just don't look old-fashioned. Damaged countertops are a no bueno. The other thing is paint. I always tell people paint, paint, paint. Now when it comes to paint, some people will tell you when it comes to being trendy, white is not in anymore, gray is not in anymore. I don't care. If it fits my style and my taste and the same to you, go with it. If you want white, white, beige, grayish, tans, light greens, light blues, whatever works for your space, use it. I don't care what anybody says about a trend, quote unquote, a trend. You do you, boo, boo. You do you. But paint can definitely put a brand new life on your room by just updating the paint. Even if you stuck with the same color, you'd be surprised what cooking in your space and, you know, just dust in general does to your paint. Light fixtures. If your light fixtures are dingy, old, yellowish looking, where they should be white, have bugs floating in them, clean them out, replace them. Changing out a light fixture is not that difficult. If not, you can always get an Ivan, but for sure you can do something like that fairly inexpensively. There are some really nice light fixtures at Lowe's, at Home Depot, at Amazon, Walmart.com, even Target. You know, just go ahead and swap out the light fixtures. This one for me is a huge pet peeve, and as you can see, when I redid this tiny house dream, and when I did Jewel, I made sure to get the bulky microwave up out of my face. There is nothing worse than walking into a space and having this huge microwave just sticking out at you like, hey, I'm here. So no. When I did Jewel, my first baby, I did an appliance cabinet, so my air fryer was in there. And when I redid this tiny house dream, I put the air fryer and the microwave low, asymmetrical to each other, so then that way they're not up in my face. I needed to change it. Not to mention, pulling something out of a microwave that's like kind of above you scares me, because if it falls, you're getting burned. So this is something that I'm going to probably have to deal with when I get to Mexico, because they like putting microwaves up on the shelf right there. Now, if I decide to build later on, then that's not going to happen. But going forward into a space, it's probably going to already be there. I can almost guarantee it. Okay guys, so those are my thoughts. Those are my ideas on trends, and just a few tips for you on how to get some of that big kitchen swag in your small space. Okay, we're gonna keep doing this, so make sure you chime in the comments, and then that way I can implement some of these ideas and thoughts into the next video. Okay, so with that said, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. If you are not subscribed to the channel and you still don't know if you want to subscribe to the channel by, you know, now, then watch a few more of my videos, because I'm funny, I'm cute, you know. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. No, but check out some of my other videos and then decide if you want to become part of the CoStar family. I also want to just give a big special shout out to all of the new subscribers, because there are a lot of you guys, and this channel is just growing. So thank you for sharing, thank you for commenting, liking, and, you know, watching another video at the very end, because that helps push the algorithm. It helps this channel. I have so many big things in the works for you guys. Honestly, there are not enough hours in the day for me to do all the things that I want to get done. And there's just a lot that I want to bring you guys. So please help me by supporting this channel. Please stick around, watch another video, and, you know, watch those ads, because that helps, that adds up. And thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Hopefully it made you laugh, made you smile, made you think a little bit. That's the whole point of this channel. It's an edutainment channel. So I want to educate you and I want to entertain you. So I hope that I'm doing my job. Anyway, I'll see you guys down in the comments where we're going to continue this conversation. I'll see you in the next video, and as always, I love you. Bye! Now here we go. It's shout out time. It's shout out time. It's what? It's shout out time. Here we go. Shout them out without a doubt. So I'm over here just having a good time. Anyway, big shout out to some of the new subbies. There's so many of you guys. I wish I could get to all of you, but thank you so much. And of course, my superstar co-stars, which are the members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as I always say, if you don't have anything else to do today, stick around and watch another video. Let it play. All right, love you. Bye.